Hello, and welcome to the guide to Dinosaur Park. An unexpected discovery in the Arctic leads to your involvement with the most exotic menagerie the world has ever seen. But do you think you have what it takes to manage those prehistoric giants? In this guide, we'll cover the basic mechanics, take a glimpse at the dramatic storyline this game offers, and of course, gawk together at those majestic creatures. Let's go! And here we are in the game. As you can see, I went a little bit ahead, but you will also have a tutorial at the very beginning that also sets the story in motion, so you don't have to worry about, not getting some of the details or some of the mechanics right off the bat from this guide. I have to say, if you played Zoo 2 before that, a lot of the things will be familiar to you in Dinosaur Park. Not only mechanics-wise, but also a little bit of a story-wise. Let's just dive into it. As you might observe, you have quite a lot of things in here on your screen, and of course the very dynamic ambient of the park with people walking around, dinosaurs walking around. I mean, look at this. Look at this majestic creature. But let's just go over those one by one. So over here are your settings, game info, and all of those kind of basic things. Here is your most important metric, so to say, your KPI of your menagerie. It's the amount of visitors. You'll find that lots of the times the game relies on the amount of visitors as the main sort of storyline driver. For example, you would have to prove to one of your most prominent sponsors that your zoo is capable of, actually making some money, attracting some people, and so on and so forth. Because the decision here is essentially between you and a very experienced tycoon that would have use those lands otherwise in a more profitable manner. Let's put it this way. So looking at those stats in here, you can kind of have a rough idea of what it might take to bring more visitors to your zoo. There's also the popularity count. This is kind of like an internal stat that the decorations have, that all the dinosaurs have, basically that pretty much everything in your zoo can be measured by popularity. The more you have, the more people you will attract, the more money you will collect. Speaking of money, there you have it, your coins. Coins are essentially the most straightforward way to buy new things. I'm talking about pretty much everything from new animals for your zoo to those little patches with flowers. The flowers themselves might not seem as important as, for example, shops, lavatories, new enclosures and stuff like that, but believe me when I say these can essentially make or break your quest progress when it comes to bringing more people in. So don't underestimate those. Then of course there's the ammonites. Those are essentially the diamond replacements, so to say, that are closer to the overall dinosaur theme. They're used to speed up construction, for example, or whenever you are low on coins, you can swap those for coins and be on about it. Then of course we have this shop with 4 main categories, that being animals from all kinds of habitats across the globe. The different habitats, as you can see, have distinct looks, so to say. There are several types of dinosaurs that can live in the same type of habitat, but you can never put them in the same enclosure, so only the same type of dinosaurs can live together. Then of course we have enclosures, as I said, not only the enclosure specifically, but also all kinds of decorations and useful things, for example automatic feeders, so to say, where you just dump food and let the dinosaurs help themselves to it whenever they feel hungry, or something for the dinos to play around with, or something to just give an enclosure an overall nicer look, like those flowers here. Those can also increase your popularity score, by the way. So if you, let's say, ran out of free space outside of enclosures, think about maybe making things a little bit more pretty on the inside. Then we have buildings. Those also have several utilitarian meanings. For example, there are all kinds of shops, and you will see every now and then that your visitors have cravings for a particular thing, like a lemonade, see here, or an ice cream, and they will tell it to you directly. They would like to see more shops. You won't always see those requests in here, but sometimes they do appear here. Then all the other kind of utilitarian buildings, like the staff buildings. Later on in the game you will have a little bit more personnel to help you out with things around there, but they will need some place to have their breaks or some downtime and stuff like that, or for their office. So this will also be crucial at a later point in the game. Then of course stuff like paths. As you might see, initially your zoo will not take up the entire territory available to you. There will be quite a lot of free space, and because of that you will also have to plan ahead a little bit. What kind of a layout do we want to have? Where will the roads be? And will you have some free space for decorations? Because, as I said, those also matter. And finally, the trash cans. At a certain point, you will have many visitors in your zoo, and it's only natural that after going to the shops and stuff like that, they will have litter. And if they don't have a trash bin around, then they will just throw it on the ground, which will make all of the other visitors leave the place in disgust. And it's not what you want. And finally, there are decorations, from flowers to more elaborate stuff like park benches or laboratories, as I said. Everything you buy in your store or earn by leveling up through quest progression and stuff, you will find here in your inventory with cards and so on. It doesn't really allow you to sort of sort things in there, but you can find the item that you want by name, if you remember that, of course. Next thing, there are also your achievements. Those will be available to you pretty much starting from level 5, I believe. And those are not sort of compulsory quests that you need to complete for advancement in the storyline. But it's nice to have those, because those will also give you coins, some new items, maybe even dinosaurs. So do not forget to check back in on those every now and then. And later on you will also be able to do some more exciting stuff like breed dinos in this genetics menu, do some multiplayer stuff with your friends, and of course unlock more daily prizes, so to say. But the most important thing that you want to pay attention to is here, the entrance where you collect coins, the shops, you collect them there as well, and of course your quest list. So for example, this is how you get more visitors, and this is what we need to do. This is also what we need to have. Our quest is to get a Stegosaurus and give him this automatic feeder thing, which is what we're gonna do. Let's do it. So first of all, we need to get an enclosure for this fella. He lives in this foresty like thing. So yeah, let's build it right here. The general rule, at least I try to stick to that, is to never spend the ammonites unless it's absolutely crucial, kind of. But just for the sake of it, to show you the end result. And do that so that the people can see the dinosaur eat. If I was a visitor in this kind of a zoo, I think this would be pretty cool to see. And of course, get the Stegosaurus. This is quite a big one, huh? And a costly one. And the Stegosaurus alone scored us a level up. Thousands of coins. And many, many more. See, this is also how we get acquainted with the story. No spoilers. Finally, we need to get some food. And there you go. Our Stegosaurus will not die of hunger. The visitors got more to look at. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. So they want more decorations. Fine. We need 3 popularity. And we have an empty patch here next to the trash bin. Let's make it look a bit nicer. Let's put this bush. And voila! Because it had 6 popularity points, we went kind of over the necessary amount for us to get more visitors, and we got plus 1 more person. The more people you get, the more money you get from shops and the admission fees, and so on and so forth. And that was our rundown of Dinosaur Park. Hope you'll enjoy this game. Join our Wombat Gamers Discord server and be on the lookout for more guides and Let's Plays. And check back on Womplay for more games. Stay playing and slaying. Ja! Stay playing and slaying. Ja!